Hey, all you cool cats and kittens! It is Thursday today, and I gotta say, I think I may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. I realize I've spent lots of the day feeling uncomfortable about things. There's a new podcast, I think, for relating to the Tiger King. I'm looking forward to listening to that. And I'm currently on hold with QuickBooks because one of our payments is being held up unnecessarily. So I'm not sure why that is. But I will say I spent about an hour and a half on the phone today with Microsoft support. And I got to commend them because their support is spot on. They are so incredibly responsive, and the people they have on the phone are so good. So we use Sharepoint as our primary communications tool and data sharing tool within our organization. It's also a good place for like OneNote, and we have our whole service operating manual or standard operating procedure in OneNote. And it's really easy tool to use, and we moved over about a year ago from Dropbox, even though I still have a Dropbox account, but we primarily use SharePoint, and it's really great to use. And again, their support is so fast and they are so responsive, and these people are so smart. It's really great. So what I want to share today, I was really excited about things in general yesterday. We got on the phone with our creative strategist, our brand strategist, Brandy, and the key thing that we're working on is going to be what's the tone of voice for our business, right? And this is something that I've implemented and worked with in larger groups to implement for larger organizations. But the core idea is when you're creating social media content or a landing page or an email drip campaign or marketing materials, if your brand was a person, what would they sound like? What do they say? What do they not say? Are they happy and excited and interesting? Are they serious and stoic? What imagery is being used? So this is really the first time that Brill Media is having the conversation about what's the tone of voice that we are. And one of the core things I said is, if I'm the primary driver of creating content for the business, you can't get around the fact that I'm a very stoic type of personality. Even though I smile and whatever, I think people who get to know me like me, but on camera, I'm let's admit I'm a little bit dry. So I said my response was, we can do whatever we want as long as it's not going to be a jarring opposition for when people actually end up talking to me, and I'm much more dry than maybe our marketing was. But it's exciting that we're creating this element of branding for our organization, which is something we've never done. Other news today that's come out in the marketplace is that the Paycheck protection program is fully out of stock. They've exhausted $350 billion given out to companies, and my understanding is that companies haven't received all the funds yet, but they're currently out, so no new applications are being accepted. And then on top of it, there's a possibility that more funding will be available for small businesses, which is good. But I know there's a lot of confusion. I think the biggest concern for a lot of companies is, number one, the confusion of not knowing whether or not they are eligible and not knowing how to plan for the rest of their lives. So that's how I spend my day. I spend my day doing a lot of conversation around getting things done that are not particularly pleasant, like setting up permissions in SharePoint or whatever. And we just have some of those days. And I think from a mindset perspective, I think now in particular, mindset is so incredibly important about how we approach day-to-day events. And I'll say that, like, one of the biggest things that I've learned running my business over the last 6 years is just even the idea that mindset is a thing to be considered. Like, life doesn't happen to you like you are an actor in how things pan out, and the way I view the world and the way things appear. I get to control that. So that's an interesting frame of events for me. Anyway, so that's it. Talk to you guys soon.